Alright. What's up, guys? Kinda got some sleep last night. Hopefully that's good. We'll see. Feel a little happy. I probably ate a little too much. Anyways, guys, Planet of Lana 2. I did not know this existed or was going to exist until it pretty much came out. Swedish dev named, I think it's Wishful. Wishfully. God, I hate when the AI is like the first thing that's right. I mean, it can be fine. Anyways, it's a simple fact. I mean, anything, pick it up. But yeah. So, first one came out what, 2 years ago. Also played that one on Game Pass. It is a limbo-like, is what I've called these games, which sometimes derogatory. I really like Limbo. I don't mean it as a thing against that, but or something that really I feel like re-kick-started the cinematic platformer and became a pretty big staple of indies. At least a the genre, subgenre, whatever you want to call it, is a very frequented subgenre of indies. So. I didn't like Planet of Lana that much, actually. I actually use it as an example of a problem with some of the subgenre pretty often. Where they look really nice, but a lot of the time the gameplay feels secondary, feels like it kills the pace, is less inspired, it's not really as evocative as some as the art, and then it hurts the art because of problems with pace or not letting it shine or interacting with it or anything like that. Great. Oh. It's getting fucking lovely. It's getting wet again. Not here, but like, you know, the weather is just getting more human stuff. Right? Little micro bugs are starting to fucking show up. You know, my favorite thing. But yeah, so Planet of Lana 1, I mean, like I said, the art was great. But I don't think it got to shine as much as I would have liked. The gameplay was incredibly dull. I'm fine with walking sims and games with simple gameplay, but knowing where to keep their place and how much to put in, and you know, if there is going to be somehow how extra it should be. And you do have to play it, right? If it is going to be a theme park, which is totally fine, you know, the rest has to be really strong. And I feel like Planet of Lana wasn't exactly charting like super new interesting territory for, like, story-wise or like the visual storytelling. It just did look nice, right? I mean, the story was like fine. I was like, what? Your people get captured by, I don't know if it was aliens or some other race, some kind of technologically superior something robot deal. And then you go and save them with your little buddy and all that shit. So, a lot of these will follow a similar formula. Some of the more 3D, like, well, not 2D, like the viewpoint ones will be, you know, about, you know, those are more your journey-esque ones where it's like, am I going to the central area, and a similar, you know, like Keeper and all that. Big mountain you climb and all that kind of stuff, and that's totally fine, but the problem is, like, you play enough of them and they start to kind of run through the same territory, hit the same beats, the same rise and fall of, like, story pacing and stuff, and so maybe I'm just a bit more jaded on that kind of stuff, but I didn't find the first one to really get past a lot of those things that the Limbo like kind of do. So, and it didn't have anything going on gameplay wise. Like, well, I found it to be extremely boring a lot of the time, which was a shame. So Why am I playing the second one? Well, I would like to. They've improved on it. I think there's enough cool stuff there with the art that if they can clean up the rest of it, maybe tell another interesting story that isn't just, you know, like a Neva or something that's pulling on your heartstrings that little animals are suffering or something. Which, I mean, yeah, of course, that's why that works, but, you know, something a bit juicier. Hopefully it's cool. So far, I'm seeing the beautiful world taken down by industry. Is another classic, but I mean, which is fine. Their spin on it, the execution of it all. That's kind of what I'm interested in. So hopefully this is a case of where I can talk about Planet of Lana 1 being, what's up, Outcast? Really disappointing, and a textbook example of what I think's wrong with a lot of games that go for the limbo like cinematic platformer thing. And then have the second one be, hey, you know, here's how they improved it. Wise. Hopefully. Not to knock on the subgenre at all. I don't even know if people call it that. Cinematic platformers probably those, but some of my favorite games like Inside, you know, are there. There's a reason I don't play them because I hate them. Feeling happy because of the dates, man. I'm feeling pretty decent. I just found a little micro bug. That doesn't make me happy. Those are just kind of getting around now. The weather off. I'll just find them occasionally in place. But yeah, good. Well, glad you're feeling happy. As you should be. Anyways, the first one was pretty short. I think like 5 hours. Probably like 3 hours too long, honestly. But hopefully this one's a little different on that front. Or, I mean, hopefully it's 5 hours of good times. Let's get started on it. We'll do Warcraft 1. I like that. First was that one. And I think having, you know, nice art, visual storytelling, and all that's kings. Oh, they're re-explaining the first
Novo. E ora vena ilo. Divina itemana. Ona solema. Matami. Meno. Ona lantro. Mui. Ite nalaeo. Te isaga ati mafalonaga. Te una novo di. Novo teralite calio. Toma lantron lo dua ite teora. Olayem lottaname. Lo ite otarel. Te ite eo managa. Lo roena. Matari mana rema. Raquen ona lantro.
Filai, Lana.
Te lo mafati. Domi ite ala menite waeora. Ite libe ma ite mana. Te olaye motarimo. Meno. De nahima lotura ite fati vinue kema. Novo tua libemo iwa lotaname. Ona otalima die fema. Te onami. Malikali ortal. Dietami. Ramaellum.
Horse. Pretty chill, right? Groovy. About how I remember it. Little details, like I guess the robots being cool now. Not quite. And their origins. I haven't been hearing too much on this one. I mean, there's been a lot of big single player and other stuff that's come out last week or two, which doesn't help too much. I don't know, but granted, I haven't heard too much about it. The first one is, like I said, one of those that I feel like curious how many people actually went through it. How many people just like, oh, from afar, like the music, or that the music, the visuals look nice. There's a lot of like media and stuff about it. I'm just surprised the sequel would have so little. I mean, like I think the first one had issues. Maybe that's part of it. But... Let's see, Planet of Lana. It's got about 7.5K on Steam and big Game Pass release. Damn. Well, if you ever wanted to play the first one, it's 90% off. $2. Can't say I'd like super recommend it, but I mean, if you don't play a lot of these types of games, some of the issues might not be as big a deal. Dead. Are they gonna get there like a rocket? Teleporter? Or are we just not going?
Venatia. Oni triela. Meno. Io, Ita, Ana, una olai.
Bells.
Venatia. Tie. Meno, olai Lana. Mui. Omena olai. Tilai Lana. Tilai.
Something gonna happen to sis again. We. I don't remember, did this thing have a fake out death in the first game? Probably. The cute animal always has a fucking fake out death on every fucking one of these motherfucking games. If you have a cute animal in your artsy indie, he's gonna fucking fake out die or just die.
Tiai. Oleme? Meno. Tatane. Imaki. Imaki.
Wall jump. Okay. Yeah, and I will not be able to remember the differences in gameplay. I don't remember there being a slide. I don't know about the aiming the wall jump. I think making some efforts to make that a bit more interesting is a good call. Not like the only thing that was necessary, like I said. I feel like the pace of it all was a big issue. Ooh, see it. Or something. What is it back? Crap. Maybe. Yeah. It's good. Could go that way with her, but yeah. Oh. Why am I taking this thing? Or maybe it was underneath. Oh wait, we probably have. Some may call it a puzzle. Not sure if we were doing puzzles yet. Do I need air? I haven't seen anything that indicates it. You just assume I would. And then something horrible happened. Maybe. I wonder if we figured out what the deal is with the creatures. I mean, these are not new. I don't remember. Shadow blob creatures are also not exactly what I'd call something I would remember is specific or not to one game. we can do that. I'll turn this down a bit, guys. Oh, I have it 10% up because the crime's included. Groovy. Oh. Can fall and die. Powerful joints.
Lana, háblame.
Like a bad idea to be exploring when shit like this is out there. Your 5-year-old sister. It's normal, but
Hola.
cute animal laugh. Huh? Go. Children crying. Wonder why I even have the waypoint system. And I'm just having to like move normally anyways because you have to move the thing around. But I get you can just jump anywhere.
Ti hai muy.
You're a robot.
Olaj. Lana, not Romeo. Meno. Olaj. Ima.
This thing.
Ima. Olaj. Lana. Tatene muy. Olaj. Anwa. Mana tumara. Era tumara. Ima muy. Olaj. Pamaki.
Get up there, just easy. Good, it remembers the waypoint.
Yellow. Pamaki. Pamaki muy.
Get up there, boy.
Yellow.
I don't know if there's a whole lot of side stuff to find in the first one. In the first one, the pace was so raw. The gameplay section kind of just kept going on and on for not being terribly interesting. That I don't remember ever having a desire to like look.
Lana. Atala.
Thought she was gonna do something. Like, I don't want her like falling into the beast. Trap forever, bro.
Tia Lana.
Once those lights go out, then he's got a one-way path right to you. Robot, man, why would he like?
Calma aqui.
You're after. The killer beast.
Calma aqui.
I tell him to do it, will he do it as soon as he can? No. That's only in certain instances, I guess. So be it.
Calma aqui. Calma aqui.
Real can't do it.
Calma aqui. Yellow. 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 Yellow.
Damn, get up there.
Yellow.
Oh. That's electrified still.
Yellow.
Lana?
Muy.
Um,
Mazzati, inte fa manera. Att jag börjar i lotteran fatta. Ona fatta hem. Inte fa manera ancora. Roma.
Olha aí.
well, kind of like the first one. This one's a bit of a slow go a little bit. Oh, that's tutorial stuff and all that. Solid 30 minutes. Kind of chambers that Probably won't remember too much past. Alright. It seems like a little bit more going on mechanically. We're all pretty. See as we start kicking it up here a notch.
Pamaki. Kialo lui.
Jesus. a lot of risk here, man. Not how much reward. I guess they gotta keep going. I need to know. Well, guys, like, what the fuck are you up to? I mean, I guess since she saved everyone, she just can't do whatever. With whoever.
Doma Jelui.
Tata Nerakwen.
Meno cora.
Mui, olai.
Tata Nerakwen.
Tilai, Lana.
Tiai mui.
Best art was always there. And the first one was always the greenery. The insides of spaceships and stuff. It's a good contrast. I don't know if we're going to the desert. I think the desert was like the most boring gameplay was, but that's because it's running its course on the kind of gameplay it's got and how long each section drags for at that point. Not specifically because the desert was like the worst. Or maybe the beach was a little light too. I think there was a beach. Hold a special ability. Oh. Can suck up people or something. It could be cool. Opportunity for some neat shit. Is there another one somewhere farther back? Oh, there it is. I was like, surely you put the right thing on the right one, but... And the idea of probably, you know, working with assets and like engine stuff they've already got, totally fine for this kind of thing if it means they can put in more neat stuff and stronger pace story. And another reason why I want to kind of give it a go. How far can this thing move? About as far as you want, man. Are these not on them properly? Like rotate them perfectly? Really not. Okay, weird. Oh! I was moving as the screen was going. Thinking I was still controlling the dude. A little glitchy. Not a big deal though.
Olaj!
Tilay, Lana!
Tilaj!
It's good so far. I've got 2 more missions, I think. I'm at the very end. I'm raiding Goldshire and then Stormwind Keep. Well, it's better than Dune 2, for sure. There's things about Dune 2 I kind of preferred still. Yeah, as one should. We must take it down. Specifically on Dune Guard, I'm sure. There's certain things in Dune 2 I kind of liked. But mostly Warcraft 1, I mean, it controls better. I mean, it's still a far cry from where RTSs will end up being, right? Only controlling 4 guys, no control groups. You know, the zoom, the heavy fog of war, the viability of like certain units. It's very like, this one's just better than this one. No, Dune had 1 unit, and the armies were bigger than Warcraft generally. That killed it for sure. And the mission objectives and maps are really dry. I mean, it's a desert, so they're gonna be a little dry. I liked the spice thing, but yeah, Warcraft has a lot better map variety. It has those like micro missions where there's no macro, which are cute. Where they just give you units. Problem is with some of those is you have so many units that the 4 person control boxes are a little iffy. Oh yeah. Yeah, the reason for it in an interview for the first one, and I mean, who knows if this is just like them saying it way after the fact, was to not have death balls be a thing, and to have more micro, like, intensive, like, strategy and stuff. But I think you could have that with, like, unit type selections, or you can, like, maybe, like, draw formations, stuff like that. I don't know if RTSs ever get to the point of, like, drawing formations real quickly. I mean, Cataclysmo had, like, you know, you can just throw them in, like, order you could draw them, but yeah, the death ball is definitely the Marine Ball. And then in the stuff like StarCraft, I mean, you can move so quickly and shoot so quickly, you can stop and shoot. Right? That isn't a thing yet. Attack move's not even a thing yet. Which is an issue because when you're moving your armies, it can be kind of a pain to move them all, and the pathing is horrible, so they'll all be like very separated out. You know, you'll move 20 guys, the Warlock ends up in the front, the tanks are in the back, and some guys just stop moving entirely, and it's like, so that's a pain. It leads to more strategies where you pull people into traps and like hit choke points, which is cool because it's more strategy than like maybe Dune had. Dune's like a tower defense, and then when the tower defense is over, you just go wreck their base with a death ball. But it's kind of similar where there's like a front line. I'm going to try spellcasters a bit more when we play again later. We'll probably unlock demons, which see if those are any good. But yeah, it's cool. I like the tech. I like the fantasy look. I think it's a cool way to take the Dune thing and put it into like a totally different setting that works well. The orc missions are kind of have like a charm to them, right? You're fighting your own guys, or you know, killing random orcs' daughters and shit. It's just kind of like goofy orc stuff. So I don't think I would like Warcraft 1 a shitload if I hadn't played Dune 2. And I don't think Warcraft 1's like amazing, but I could put some hours into it. Where Dune, I had to take a break after every mission. Warcraft, I take a break after every 4 or 5 missions. So maybe eventually I'll just be able to sit through an entire RTS and not need a break. Not gonna do the Haven campaign. I'm gonna probably just watch the mission briefings and go through the missions real quick, just check them out. I've already watched a fair bit of a human speedrun. They're pretty much the same format, but just slightly different arrangement. I'm sure different story reasons. Yeah, it's neat. Next up will be Command and Conquer. Play the remaster of that, see if we can't get it as close to the original as possible.
Lana?
On the
Oh,
gameplay, maybe visual side of things. Quonk. I thought about finishing it up before this, but I don't know. They're gonna be really heavy macro missions. What RTS ends with like a fucking micro mission? Yeah, probably not. Maybe Warcraft 3 does, I don't know. That is more of the micro game. Yeah, I've heard Conch Generals is really good. And Red Alert 2, I'm looking forward to that. Plan on just playing all the Command and Conquers by the end of this thing. There are 2 Generals games, or a Generals game and an expansion? Oh yeah, because Generals is a bit more real-worldish, right? Instead of exaggerated. Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. You touch everything. Oh yeah. Where the terrorists are from. Our family's gotten wrecked again.
Tamutiera.
Anua.
Ti amo. Addio, Padma.
Ancora.
Cora. Anua.
Gratto.
Di Lana. E Maki.
Meno Lana. L'altro onaira. Alame.
Meno.
What is in Red Alert? The USA, Japan, and like Russia? At least Red Alert 3, I think that's how it is. I'm just looking forward to the FMVs. I'm not gonna like Command and Conquer. I'm looking forward to the FMVs more than anything. I'm hoping they're good games too, but I'm not. I'm excited to see the serious ones and the goofy ones. But yeah, the remaster has all the expansions too, so imagine. Those all came out like a year and some change in between each other. I guess I'll play them all at once, but I kind of wonder if like they take a lot of notes from like, you know, like Warcraft 2 comes out after Command and Conquer. Did I play that before the expansion for Command and Conquer 1? Put the purple down here, man. Okay, you're just done. Gotta grab them in here. Damn, they got a lot of factions. Do they all have campaigns? Ah, okay. Allies and Soviet.
Chi?
Dalton Path. Grab them. Let's like lead the Shire. Didn't seem to care too much. It'd be cool though. Obviously we'll play some shit in between too. Yeah. I was double checking the order. I think it was here. Command and Conquer, and Warcraft 2. Maybe the expansions right away. We'll see on that front. Because they each have like a bunch of expansions, which we'll decide if I'm even playing. If they're not like good, then I don't care much. But I want to say it was Age of Empires after that. I'll have to start figuring out how to play some of these too. Oh no, after Warcraft 2 would be Red Alert. Then Age of Empires. Problem is, I could play remasters of a lot of these, but I think the Age of Empires remaster is not supposed to be very good. Okay, so you cannot forever. Under Wawa. Sorry to get a little seaweed, brother. I figure I'm supposed to like help her get through here, but how does that work? Or do these gas clouds stay forever? They might stay forever. That's where I assumed differently. Yeah, so I'll have to see. I have to figure out ways to get the originals. Command and Conquers. Oh, that's it. Yeah, 1997 is where there really starts being a lot more. Only checking the history and then it kind of like slows down. The more modern. Yeah, Total Annihilation probably be after that. Because I see Total Annihilation mentioned a bit. I don't see a lot of these mentioned. I kind of want, if we're going to hit stuff that's like not quite as influential, I want to hit up stuff that's like really good on the side. I don't need to play literally every single one of them. Yeah, Red Alert has expansion too. It's like Din 2000, like I don't really care about doing that. Not a lot of 1990. I mean, it's like, there's like Populous and Myth and all this kind of crap, but it's like I don't. Those might be just cool to like try on their own, but yeah, then StarCraft. Then Age of Empires 2. So that's, I think that remaster is supposed to be actually good. So those are on Game Pass. That'd be the only one. Good. I'd probably do Homeworld. The sequel to Total Annihilation. Battle Air 2. Cossacks. The European War. My game of choice. Cossacks game. Yeah, there's a lot to that. Some of these aren't really RTS, like Black and White's a god game more than it is like RTS. Spellforce. Write that one down. Or is that the one we already talked about? I'd have to check what I wrote down. Somner was talking about. Oh, there's a few Spellforce. And one as early as 2023, huh? Bippies. Spellforce complete. It'd be cute to play some of these like hybrid ones. Yeah, that's 2003 is the first one. Pikmin. I don't think I would replay Pikmin, although I do think Pikmin's really good. Ooh. Age of Mythology. The Army Men RTS, what? Then Warcraft 3. Obviously is a big one. Then Generals. Homeworld 2 we can do. Rise of Nations is one people seem to like. I'll have to see once we get past Warcraft 3 how many we still got. Obviously the rest of the Command and Conquers. I mean obviously there's shit like Battle for Middle Earth and like the 40k one. Yeah, Age of Mythology, which I don't know if the remaster is supposed to be good there. I try to play the OG again. I feel like Battle for Middle Earth and Dawn of War are less influential historical ones and more just like big-ish ones, right? But I might fuck with those anyways because it'd be kind of cute, especially Dawn of War because there's a new one. 2 and 3 are less liked? Oh, really? Maybe we'll do the first one and then see about messing with the others at all until the new one comes out. Yeah, then in 2006, it's like Company of Heroes, which I know people like. It's supposed to be one of the better ones. I'd like to do ones that people consider like some of the best, and then like influential ones. And start dipping into like more cult classics, because otherwise I'm able to just play up every fucking RTS. Squad-based RTS. Oh, yeah. This Company of Heroes. Is that squad based? Yeah, I would have to just see. E-strategy. Whoa, we could play this. Yeah. And it's 40k. They're probably not as good anyways, right? Iberian Wars is in 2007. Isn't that the last good Command and Conquer game where Red Alert 3 is? Grim Wars. Yeah, that's not really like. I'm trying to find ones that are like the RTS type of PC genre, stuff close to that. Like, I mean, I don't want them all to be the same, but when you hear RTS, it's like, you think of a very specific thing. There's games with like real-time strategy or elements of it, like Pikmin. That's probably on paper an RTS, and I think it's better than a lot of RTS games, but it's a different deal in my mind, which is fine. I mean, you want games to be kind of like different in general. Don't want them all to be exactly the same deal, but it kind of gets into that, like, I'm playing a platformer right now, technically, but like if you're like a big platformer fan, you're not playing Planet of Lana for that, right? Like, it's not really that. Yeah, we got Red Alert 3. Be cool. I think that's nearing the end. I mean, that's not like the end of all RTS. I mean, that'd be interesting to kind of find that point. Yeah, Company Heroes I see mentioned a lot, so I'd like to do those in general. World War II. Yeah, Command and Conquer 4 is definitely like, that's the end of Command and Conquer, right? That one's supposed to be horrible. So I definitely want to do that. And that kills that's big, like a huge flagship series. StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty comes out. What's considered one of the best RTS just period. And its expansions, I feel like that's kind of part of the end too. I mean, 2012 barely has any RTS in this history list. I mean, I could show you guys what I'm looking at, I suppose. Not that StarCraft 2 was like, bad, but it's probably just kind of like pretty high standard. And also, I feel like the genre has been like going really hard for a while. That one probably eats a lot of the other one's lunches. Company Heroes 2, which, yeah, that'll be cool. Age of Empires 2 HD edition. Expansion. This. I've heard Stronghold's cool. That's supposed to be kind of similar to like Cataclysmo. God, Pikmin 3 was 12 years ago. Yes. Hegemony Rome. My game, guys. Annihilation game still coming out. Ultimate General Gettysburg. Free to play game. Yeah, it kind of had this like huge like 10-year run, and then it's just all of a sudden there's like this slot being released for like a couple of years. I mean, we got Homeworld Remastered, but it's like a lot of remasters and ports. Indie. Like what? These are according to this, and I mean this wiki might be bullshit. Now there's like what, like 5 or 6 fucking 2015 ones. I've heard of Battlefleet Gothic Armada, but then, like I said, this is getting into like the stranglehold. Yeah, it really is. Like if StarCraft 2 comes out and like the genre, like outside of like big ones like Company of Heroes, it just fucking croaks, man. Compared to, I mean, you look at like the output before this, 2010, 2009, got a bunch of 2008, 2007, it's just packed full of these. I mean, granted, these are not all actual ass RTS how you think of them, but I mean, even if like just a few of these were, the amount per year is way more than when you start getting like the 2010s. Yeah, I think Warcraft 3, what that spawns, StarCraft 2, Command and Conquer dying. was their worst entry. I think probably the genre just being around for a long time, and we'll see by the end of it, maybe being a little, maybe not stale, but the back end might not be as like interesting as a lot of the. Because I mean, StarCraft 2's big thing. I mean, sure, all the mechanics and stuff are really strong, but a lot of it's production value too, and it's hard to really. If that's the arms race with RTS, it's hard to beat that. Right? So maybe that's partially why RTS croaks. I think there's a lot of other stuff, context to gaming happening at this time too. PC gaming more or less becoming less popular, more popular at times. Indies, stuff like that. Imbalance patches, yeah. I'm gonna play the Reforged version, but trying to turn off everything that's part of the Reforged version because you can't get the original really anymore. I mean, I could probably find a way to get the original divorced from like BattleNet's updates, but well, I don't. Yeah, because you can turn it on old graphics. I don't know how much of the balance has just changed forever. Like I said, I'm worried about Age of Empires 1. The remaster is supposed to make the pathing even worse. I'm gonna have to try to play the original of that. I like to just play the originals anyways when I can, because like Warcraft 1 with 9 unit control would be busted. It would feel better, but it would be busted. So it's like, that's what is in the remaster, so. Like I said though, the ease of being able to play these remasters as long as they have good options for playing the originals is fine, right? And I mean, Warcraft's the second, you know, classic RTS. The big changes that kind of shake up on like general control schemes are probably gonna go really quick, and it's gonna be more horizontal, like novelties and stuff like that. Anyways, give me just 1 sec. I'm gonna open the door. It's really hot. Because I also want to keep this. It's not an event. I'm doing it like over time, but I want to keep it in check a little bit too. And I probably won't be replaying anything I've already played, even if it would kind of fit. I mean, I could replay StarCraft 2. Go through all the campaigns. Kind of like one of your last rides. But after that, I mean, it's like I'm not playing a lot of these. Damn, Dawn of War 3 came out that late. Jesus. Yeah, a lot of these, I mean, like Frostpunk's not an RTS. Let's start dipping into like more modern day kind of stuff just for funsies. Against the Storm and There Are Billions and all that. See like slightly different takes on it. Age of Empires 4. Forgot that was a thing. I mean, I guess good check that out. Company of Heroes 3. Let's see about that. Minecraft. I mean, I guess it's got like Pikmin in it. But yeah, I mean, after that, we're talking about just dipping into like the occasional like indie one. I don't remember if this Terminator RTS was supposed to be good. It's like a full ass, like normal RTS. Cataclysmo, we played that one. Yeah, I was gonna say, Sins of a Solar Empire is more what I'd consider 4X, isn't it? That's why this list is kind of fucking weird. And you have to really look. Is it real time? Could be interesting. But yeah. So we'll see. I remember Siegfried was big on it. I watched him play it a bit back in high school. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we got any RTS maestros, if that list in general sounds kind of about right. Maybe I'll make it a proper list. Maybe after we're done with this game, I'll write them all down proper. And I don't know. Do I replay StarCraft 2? It's not like StarCraft 2 sucks to play again or something. I mean, it's pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna do like Pikmin and stuff again. They're a little dissimilar, even though they're really good. I mean, to be fair, the expansions to StarCraft 2 probably watched a little bit more than I played on some of that. Like, I think with the Zerg one, my buddy just did that, chilling. I killed and watched him play it. Although I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, do we really have to bring that thing? Although I thought he'd just be stuck. But wasn't Wings of Liberty just the best one anyways, by like a long shot? I mean, that's how I've always felt. Maybe I'm just nostalgic for campaign-wise Wings of Liberty, but I feel like they steadily got worse. I mean, maybe you can make the argument that the Zerg one has a lot of cute stuff in it. The story hasn't totally shit the bed, but typical Blizz fashion, it does shit the bed by the Protoss one. Pretty tedious, man, I gotta say. Playing a Lana special. God, this is the healing suit, it's different.
Tumara Lana. Tatane.
Muy.
God knows how hard some of those games are gonna be to play. Like nobody's updating Command and Conquer 4, right?
Anua.
Just with DOSBox, I can just go straight through a fucking emulator. Just trying to get to her parents and it's this difficult. Don't always have to have puzzles. I was like, Jesus, she lives up here, man. Oh. Points.
Ti ai mui.
Karinua Anua.
Imana. Lohana.
Meno.
Lana. Eta muatiera.
Muatiera. Muatiera. Riama. E ora lo pak mailo.
Meno. Pana omena nuatia, Lana.
Riama.
Filadi. Ota. Lana. Ona. Himati, Lana.
After the first game with anybody, tell Lana to stay behind.
Cariloena, Adenari.
Veni, capitare. Ero.
Ilo.
Sonalo mafati.
Industry.
Itevolo isaga.
Capitare.
Ilo.
Ite amakari mutar. Mafi.
Riamo.
Industry
Ero
equals
mai.
evil.
Meno. Terali ite mana lotana.
Era, capitare.
Dia Lana. Imati.
Ia. Ona ala meilo.
Lana. Imati.
Ilo.
Ero ma. Lana.
Ona mati.
Meno. Tilai Lana.
Uomeno Lana. Olai.
Who would tell her not to go anywhere, man? All these people failed the last game.
Anua.
I mean, I guess it's just like to fight or something.
Atiro talavi.
Not gonna beat anybody up.
Ona fatum dia, Lana. Semantio.
Tata Nerakwen. Meno muy. Olai.
Look. Anything more fake corporate than all the sips? Jesus. All the sips. Anybody sipping? Love to sip product. We old, right? New environments. I think the first one had a snow zone. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, sipping on something has been around since the dawn of time. But making it like a meme or like a corporate like fucking like buzzword, maybe? I don't remember them having a campaign for that, but I mean, people talking about sipping as like a meme. The white monsters and stuff. I always just think of the political memes, American political memes. Back in the day, it was a bit more innocent. Where people would be sipping white monsters, or like boomers, right? Sipping fucking their white monsters or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I think the word is sip. I mean, that's all been around forever, but as a joke thing, the white monsters for sure. Sipping the white monsters. I think it's always like a boomer joking about boomers type of thing. The crack sip. Dual wielding white monsters. Kill these creatures. Mind control them and then light on fire. Oh, my bad, bro. I thought he was gonna torch up or something, you know. Oh, we're gonna light them all on fire? What's about to happen? Oh, they can jump. Who knew? Killed those poor creatures for nothing. think going to a fiery place, you'd bring your own torches. Lovely. For me, it's simple but extremely long and drawn out puzzles. Here. Busy work puzzles. Especially when they do something you wouldn't expect, so you have to do it twice. Why can't you just stay down? Wait for this thing. We go. Away they go, away they go. We should have this thing go first. I think in such a dangerous world that little girl would have been like, maybe I shouldn't touch this death rock. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's not her fault. Primal instincts. I mean, look at this shit, dude. Did you get near that fucking thing, man? I've been hearing about it. I actually meant to put it on the wish list, I think. I was gonna listen to a No Clip podcast thing on it. I've been hearing generally good things. I've heard it's a little Quirk Chungus, and I'm not like crazy about Quirk Chungus type of dialogue, but I have heard it's like a little bit more kind of open D&D style instead of like, you know, disco where it's more just like, you know, some branching choice here and there. Yeah. I mean, hell, let's see. I'm looking at the Steam reviews right now. They're pretty good. I'd like to play it. Yeah, I think I would. I'll put it on the wish list. Interesting starting to see a lot of these like these Disco Elysium inspired things rolling out. Well, I mean, Disco Elysium tabletop shit, but with a very like disco touch to them. Yeah, I'd definitely be down. I don't think I'm like in a rush. I can wait for a decent sale. I got a lot to play. I think Mugenics or Karen or something I'd jump on a little quicker. But I definitely do. Yeah, there's that Australian one. I don't remember what it's called. There's one with the chick who's like the main character coming. I don't remember the names. I don't know if some of those are out already or we're just waiting on them. Yeah, which gotta wonder how they're doing on all that. I mean, people seem to like the mobile version of Disco, so maybe it's all good. I need to watch the rest of the Disco documentary. I think you can actually just connect it this way. But yeah, I don't know if in that documentary they said they were going to talk about the more modern dramas and all that. We'll see then. Does Lana look like she has a huge ass beard now? Oh, I see what they want. We have to hit this twice, maybe? More like a pain in the ass than anything, man. some disco. Be down. Like a big timed thing here. But it's kind of tedious. Because we have to like start it, then walk all the way back and activate it. Wait, we have to activate this one too. Oh fuck me, man. Be sick to fall there, man. A few more minutes fucking around with that thing. Like, they're not very like interesting puzzles, they just take a while. Couple iterations. Yeah, I listened to the first part of the documentary, but I never clipped it on Disc Elysium, but I think it's still got a couple parts coming out. We're gonna just make a binge of it at some point. Yeah, I'd be curious to see if there's any kind of light shed on the fracturing and all that. Seems like a lot of corporate ownership nonsense in general, but okay. Only he can get caught. Cool. Dude's getting seen. He doesn't tell anybody else. Resources. Apparently the override doesn't count. You get caught. I was trying to give myself the most amount of time, but it just ignores the explosion. Oh yeah? After your love of the first one. How you liking that? I definitely want to try them both. I picked up a VN recently myself. I don't know when I'm gonna play it. It might be shit. It's this one. But in the first one, but still some of the same problems. The payoff is just so flat, yeah. The Amicom Detective Club. I mean, if I can get them both cheap someday, I'd go for it. How much is Paranormal Site right now? Paranormal Site, they're like 20 and 25. I'd definitely like to at some point. Also, don't know if gameplay. I don't think so. I probably would have played it. So did you finish them? You're talking payoff? Or is it like kind of episodic in nature? Is it? Yeah, scary, huh? I don't know if it'll be any good. Yeah, Western. Yeah. Is that where the positive reviews come from? I mean, it is like meta, from what I understand, like surreal meta. So I'm afraid it's gonna be like Doki Doki, but again with more tits. We'll see. People seem to like it, but I mean, trusting VN reviews on Steam are a fool's journey. But I don't know. I figured. I mean, the mature content description. Emotional shutdowns and or meltdowns relating to the autism spectrum disorder, epileptic seizures, life with epilepsy, depression, suicide, self-harm, physical, emotional abuse, sexual assault, unconsented exposure to drugs. I'm like, okay. There's some stuff going on in this. Whether it's just trauma porn bullshit where it's just trying to be like super edgy and like meta and like, oh, it's so everything's so horrible, or if it actually has something to say and like a nice atmosphere. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know anything about the devs. Yeah, let's see here. I'm not seeing much. We'll see when I get around to it. Yeah, maybe it's 2236 too, man. Maybe it's like, yeah. I'm not gonna get my hopes too high up. I'd still like to read that one that Adri's talked about where the guy had worked on it for eons and like nobody's touched it. Go for some really fringe kind of indie VN stuff, and then a rewrite I'd like to do. Definitely be nice at some point to do other stuff. Well, I thought that was gonna desync these, but I guess not. A little bit more like skill, like activation stuff in this. Not that it requires like a lot, but it's enough where it's like you're gonna fuck it up once or twice. Might add to the TDM. Possibly not out of the funnel. See, like I'm down for more like movement and more like ideas and stuff. The problem playing of Lana 1 is like it's a lot of like just room after room of kind of like unengaging, very samey things that like kill the pace. The gameplay is for me. Like it was not like a very juicy gameplay game, which is fine, but as like more of a, you know, theme park ride of like atmosphere and story. I don't think it was working there. I think it worked against it. So I was really hoping this one would like up the ante. That's why we're playing it. Kind of fix up a lot of that. And I think mechanically there's more going on here, but it still has that feel of like not a whole lot of super interesting stuff going on. Like, yeah, I feel for the sister and all that stuff. You know, the origins, you know, it's like they come from some spacefaring race. And, you know, that race is probably now coming to their planet to take their shit, so they're gonna get a little bit of, you know, meet your makers kind of thing. Like, it's fine, but I don't think it's like so gripping so far that like I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna put up with like 50 minutes of like kind of just okay stuff. The same issue. Hopefully it's like lessened as we go. Also don't want it to just be tedious either. Like there's complexity in like I guess how you have to think and stuff like that. And like the depth of mechanics, and then there's just like doing more shit. In my opinion. God, does this really need to be time? I guess so. I guess it does have to be time. You can't turn it back on. The wait. Being probably too hard on. I'm just kind of going into it having issues with the first ones. Some clear places where I'm like hoping it's a little different. We'll see. If it gets too dry, I'll take a break and we'll do something else for a little bit. this deal. Then we could just get shot and it just works. I don't know how else the fire starter would happen. Jesus. Yeah, didn't know where that was going. I was taking a leap of faith. Oh, can I skip a room? past this thing? I have to turn it off. I don't want to bring him over here. There's enough going on here. Not sure what they're I guess we want to have her get up on top of it. Okay. Oh, she can't just get up on top of it, really. Bro, get off the thing, man. Oh. I just slipped right off. I should have figured that's where it was going. Might be. Those ancient wooden boards are these? The beast. Another burning thing. Have to activate all this crap. guess you just let the guy go and then restart. Challenge area. Gotcha. Stick. I was hoping you could go on the top while the fire was on the bottom and be okay, but can't even do it there. There's a bit bigger of a gap. Cool. Let's just try to go from the end to the beginning. You have to move like twice. What, really? I'm not even that close, bro. Oh my god. I was like, oh, I'll just get kind of close and then set it up, you know, like whatever. How the fuck is it that close? Like, I'm just getting a little bit of it set up. Not even like that much at all. I was pretty generous with it. It's so fucking boring. Just like, alright. Set up the hair trail again 1,000 times. From back to front. And this time, don't even get close to it, I guess. We've set up the entire trail. Well, I can't go back, so okay, I guess we just run it again. I must hope that you're going to set it and then start running mid thing, and then that's chasing you down. What's with the fire down below though? Make it. No. Get pretty close to this one. I don't. This direction. Sucks so bad that you just fall. Shit's supposed to spread. I mean, I guess you just let it go this way, huh? You don't even do it how I was trying to do it at all. Just pass the fire over the plant you're trying to save. Whatever, brother. Getting weird as hell. What's the point of all this in there? It looks like such an obstacle course. All it is a fucking line you go down. Destroying the earth that completely wrecks us when we get near it. The death gases. How did this old guy even know about any of this shit? Jesus. One funky context jump. But guys. I mean, I guess this mineral's from here, so maybe he would know. At the beginning it makes it look like they're throwing it down on top of them. It's not what's happening. They're mining it out. Religion? Bad? Tell me it's a corporation too. Sell it. Send it on. Not that any of that is wrong. I just very much been there. It's gotta have something beyond just like the face value, I feel like. I was hoping I'd move on to the next zone, but not quite yet.
Olai, olai! Nara me oitte mana.
Eno mui.
Mana upak manue pama. Huh? Lazo! Bella ancora!
Mui! Attala!
Good one. Wow.
E ora nue olami! Te malo! Olai!
How can the old guy just drop him off there, man? He can show up there in the middle of everything. Guess he doesn't know where it is.
Ti hai?
Spears versus metal robots. Who would win? These spear people, they're on top of metal spiders, man. That makes a difference. Reminds me of the shitty scene in the new Star Wars movie where they drop a bunch of like cavalry on top of like a Star Destroyer and just start riding it.
Olai!
Like, alright, brother.
Lotahara
Whatever you say.
ora
Not that I'm saying, of course.
Tilai d'acqua!
Guys are in the wrong or that they couldn't do anything with the right tactic, but I'm just wrecking. First thing we've seen from these guys since we left is them spear chucking into these dudes. Beast mode. Okay, we're back to the beaches. They're that good. Although maybe we're gonna save the day after they find out they're not that good. Looks nice. Take it for the dude.
Vamos aqui! Vamos aqui! Vamos aqui, mui! Vamos aqui!
Oh, bro. Oh.
Vamos aqui!
aqui.
Suck on that oxygen. I don't know how far this guy's vision is. Pretty far. Didn't appear to help us. Miles away. Everything has to be like really far away. A little more time, just fucking.
Fala aqui, menino.
I thought we were just gonna. That was like optional for some reason. Echo the dolphin. Trying to use the squirt.
Vamos aqui.
I think this one took a little longer just so you couldn't cheese it or something. I was like, "Oh, it took a bit holding that button." Probably just my imagination. Assume nothing is optional. I was like, oh, this is just like an area where you just go up for air or something. I was like, one thing, man. It's like the distance away some of the shit is. Thinking it's gonna like have nothing to do with anything.
Veno muy.
Oma veni ita, olai, oma veni ita, vedo lo fatto.
Pamaki muy. Pamaki. Kielo muy.
Don't tell these people that there's a guy 2 feet away.
Tiai.
Literally right underneath them. There's like a submarine. Alright, brother. Not that these aren't the bad guys. I mean, they're portraying them as such, but I mean, obviously, I don't care for what they're doing to the environment or plundering it, I guess. But have they done anything to anyone yet? I don't think they have. Like, incidentally, the sister got fucked up, but I don't think they just accidentally dropped. I don't know if they're gonna like try to do some heel turn with these guys by the end. Look with the robots.
Pamaki muy.
And that one guy was definitely after Lana. But I don't know if it was trespass. I mean, not that they own the area, of course. Mind you. That guy doesn't activate him. And you can't outrun this thing. Kinda sucks. It'd be cool if like you could get really close. It's fun to be able to kinda do that. Like I get they don't want to be able to fuck with the puzzles. Can't even see this shark and he's already got you fucking dead to rights. Scroll the camera a bit. Give him a little less visual range. It's gonna be fine. Jesus Christ. I'm like, where is he? I guess you're just like waiting for him to show up. I don't know if he goes to that area. Trial and error, man. I think it would make sense he would, but Bigly.
Olay, muy.
We're able to avoid that. The timing here, man. Okay, apparently you can do that. I don't know their range. Time to die, little furry creatures. Okay, they drown too. Why not? When in doubt, go the extremely long way. Where's the answer? Like how the story is like concerned with the environment. I'd assume they're concerned with the
Olay.
but we're killing innocent creatures to do like most puzzles. So full of life earlier, guys. Killing the fish. Alright. Now they're really fucking people over. I mean, destroy the environment. Fucked up. Up in the blizzard area. Could maybe make an argument they're not fucking people over too hard as there's nobody living there, but granted, there's probably like longer reaching effects beyond that. But it's some spacefaring race, you'd imagine you know pretty well what that is. Alright, I'm taking a break. Sorry. Gonna take a little breaky and then we'll come back. What happened with the first planet of Lana? I mean, so far it's more Planet of Lana. You know, I had my issues with. It was a pacing thing in the first game. You know, there's nice art. the setup is very kind of like War of the Worlds or whatever, but you know that can be fine. That's not. It doesn't have to bring the new to the table there. You know, it's cutesy animal companion, and they do some stuff. So it's really on the art and all that execution. You know, like I said, the first one for me is just very, very long stretches of very weak or just very kind of like dull gameplay bits instead of kind of honing in on like the storytelling or letting the art shine a little more. I mean, they let the art shine, but I mean, even that kind of get tired. There's always, you don't get tired of it, but it's like, you know, so many caves or structures you're running around doing the same kinds of puzzles, and it's hard for me to like it. It's super interesting. There's not really any story or forward momentum going on. You're pretty much in it just for the gameplay and like some of the background elements. And you know, the music's nice. It doesn't. I don't find it always as evocative. But that's maybe just a taste thing. It'd be one thing if I was getting lost in the atmosphere while doing all these puzzles and stuff. But yeah, the first one had a pacing problem. It just felt very. It just never. It was not. It's not a long game, but it just felt like for what all that early happened in the game, it took so long to get to it. And I mean, there's cinematic platformers like this that you could consider good puzzlers or good gameplay or something, but the nature of some of these so far, I mean, yeah, there's some that I think require a little execution or maybe a touch of thinking that you know you'll fuck up, and that's one thing. But there's a lot that are like reminds me of that game made by the ex Limbo people, Cocoon, where it's like you kind of have it figured out and you just kind of have to go through like a tedious process to get to it, or there's like a little trial and error, or just enough execution coupled with like big distances and like long animations that it's just that and just like puzzle after puzzle, not much of a breakup. When they're not that interesting, it's like kind of I get a little bored. I don't think this has really made a big improvement on all that. It's pretty much the same. I mean, there's new mechanics, new ideas, new areas. It still looks good. You know, the music is still well done. Most of the time, it's ambient, which is fine, but it's not really giving it a shot in the ass or anything. But yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. Most people really liked Planet Lana. Probably wasn't much really to correct on for most. For me, I have always quoted it, or not quoted it, as referenced it as like a one of those like limbo like semi platformers, like the textbook like problem child type of thing with the subgenre. Really hoping this one would like kick it up a notch. Not just like I need excitement all the time. I like slow, meandering games with the right immersion and pacing, but you know, we're 3 hours deep, and you know, I probably talked about RTS and warmed up for 30 minutes, so probably 2.5, 2 hours generously. And it's like the bad guys who are polluting the environment, that might be their makers, are here. That sucks. And her buddy, whether it's the animal or her sister or some random person. I mean, the same thing in the first game was the villagers are under siege, if you will. She's sick, and now we're just going and just finding the stuff, and we're seeing them fucking with the environment. It's, you know, bad as you'd expect. A little bit of a resistance. Getting the stuff. It's really honestly gameplay focused. I'd almost say. Which I don't think is its strong. Like it's inoffensive, like platform puzzling, but I feel like it's not just like the first one. It's not solid enough for me, and like engaging enough for me to be the focus. You know, something like Inside is like 3 hours long. You know, and it's telling a lot, it's doing a lot, and it's still like gameplay wise, maybe not like crazy or anything, but interesting enough. Or has something unique enough about it. I mean, maybe compared to Inside's unfair, it's pretty good. This has really good art, but yeah, we'll see. We'll come back to it later today. I'll probably finish it today. I'm not gonna drop it. I should have dropped games, but I like to go through them, talk about them, and who knows? Maybe it'll hit its stride a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think the gameplay, even if it's like improved, isn't like noticeably paced different enough. How it's incorporated into the story and like how it's broken up. I mean, there's like little action escape sequences and stuff like that. I'm all of a sudden kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie. Some of it's because I'm pretty fucking bored. So I'll take a little break, and then we'll see. We'll see what all happens. Right? That'll be cool. More crime scene cleaner probably today. I think we maybe just got a mission or two left in that. I looked up what nightmare mode was in that just to kind of get an idea of, maybe if we would finish before RE9 this weekend. That's like a whole. You play through the game again, but it's like a horror game with like new secrets and like it's all remixed and more spooky themed. So it sounds kind of neat. I don't know if I want to replay the whole thing. Maybe we'll just try a mission to see. Kind of a neat deal. And then obviously I want to do the rest of Warcraft 1. Need to be in the mood on the RTS thing, especially the older ones. They've got their issues, right? And I imagine the next couple missions are all macro. All macro missions, so yeah. Is food or energy? I woke up feeling pretty decent, but now I'm like, god damn. So anyways, we'll do more playing at Lana. Open mind on it all, but yeah. Seems similar. First one, I mean, that's what you'd kind of expect, but I thought there was big enough pain points for a little shot in the ass on that front. But I think, I mean, if the first one hit for you, this one will hit for you. It doesn't seem like worse. If you're a frequent flyer so far with the cinematic platformers, your limbo likes, as I call them. Yeah. I mean, we just played what? Reanimal recently. Not too dissimilar. I mean, it's 3D, but it's in the same kind of vein. That had its issues for sure, but it kept it interesting. That was about 4 hours, 5 hours. Anyways, I'll be back, guys, after the little break. Oh, I got news. Xbox news all on here. This is leaks and shit. And gotta be careful where you get shit. I'm not too. I'm not too. Let's look at the Discord news show like that. Alright, I'll catch you guys in a bit.